Hi, I'm Dr. Emil Faith. I'm a medical intuitive and a holistic practitioner here to get you well. Wellness is different for different people. Some people define wellness as not getting the flu. Others define wellness as feeling fit, full of vim and vigor, and having great energy. Others will think of wellness just by the ability to sleep at night. So it's different really for everybody. What I have learned to do, and what I do, is I look at the whole person. I look at the whole package. I want to look at your diet. I want to look at your lifestyle. I want to know what kind of work you do. I want to know how you feel during the day. I want to know what your hobbies are. I want to know what supplements you're taking. I want to know why you're taking prescription medicines, if there are really valid reasons for it. I look at the whole package, decide if it fits for you. We do it differently. A holistic approach. A whole life approach. We can call it what you will, but it's looking at everything and not just looking at a symptom, because the symptoms are often just related to a bigger picture. Because I'm looking at a symptom as a sign. Something's not balanced. I'm going to find it. We're going to fix it. As opposed to, you have this symptom, here's a pill to squelch the symptom, go home. That's not how it works here. Different. We do it differently. Well, one of the first things, you came in and said to me that you had an ache and a pain. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check your immune system. And practitioners in this side of the fence call that muscle testing or applied kinesiology. I'm going to check it and have an answer for you within about 20-30 seconds. And I'm going to determine, I'll tell you right now, that your immune system is actually high. And I'm going to tell you how it got high. It's probably food allergies or something you're taking or some other environmental allergy that you're allergic to. You're having an immune response. And you have a pain now that is accentuated because of that immune response. Everyone has food allergies. It's really just a matter of how many and how severe. 95% of the population is allergic to dairy and wheat. And what are we all eating? Dairy and wheat. In fact, I had a gal come in. She knew she was allergic to tomatoes. She had just come from her allopathic blood test and the doctor visit, who said, the test said, no, you're not allergic to tomatoes. She came in here and said, I know I'm allergic to tomatoes because I break out. Would you please recheck me? I did. She was allergic to tomatoes, 4+. There you have it. I'm going to ask you what you eat from the moment you get up to the moment you go to bed. I'm going to ask you to include all beverages and all snacks. So I'm going to get a good picture of what you're eating and how that may be impacting your health. And I'll tell you right now that foods do impact our health. They can either make you well or they can make you ill, and you get to choose. There's the common reactions, ones that you would expect to see. Then there are those that you wouldn't expect to see. So if I tell you, for instance, that because your immune system has been shot out of orbit because you're allergic to tomatoes and you're eating them, would you believe me if I told you that can cause mood issues? Yes. Anytime you disrupt the immune system in any way, you can have any symptom. So the common reactions, of course, are skin rashes, digestive problems, muscle aches and pains, joint aches. But the ones that are commonly overlooked are things like insomnia, mood issues, having mood swings, headaches, shortness of breath, difficulty breathing. These are not so common, but they happen all the time. The idea is to get as much out of the diet as you can and let the immune system calm down. You'll feel better. If you have food allergies, the number one thing that I would recommend is to be on a digestive enzyme, and the one that I use in my practice most exclusively is the AI enzymes. Why an enzyme? Because undigested food particles have a much greater percentage of causing reactions than foods that are broken down completely and absorbed. They're not hanging around for the immune system to target them as a foreign object. So digestive enzyme, this is colostrum, and what colostrum does is it negates or lessens the immune reaction to food. So it's great for any kind of allergy. What we have here is something called, my brand, the professional grade that I use, it's called Probiotic 5. Now, the probiotics are the good bacteria. We all know about the bad bacteria, the stuff that causes us to be ill. The good bacteria, when you take this, will help reduce the immune response, keep the immune system strong. It'll replenish your digestive tract with the bacteria it needs to help digest foods more completely, and basically just balances everything out. Everyone really should be and probiotics, the good bacteria. And this is one of the ones that I use in my practice. A lot of people have chronic fatigue. This starts primarily in women because women tend to find, even subconsciously, will find themselves pushing themselves too hard. And in so doing, they actually stress their immune system, they stress their adrenal glands, and you create what we call chronic fatigue syndrome. Now, they would like to call this a much more complicated condition. I'm sorry, it's not that complicated. The symptoms can be varied, but the bottom line is it's an autoimmune disorder due to stress, emotional and physical stress. The hallmark symptoms: exhaustion, chronic fatigue, insomnia, mood swings, digestive problems, sleep problems, terrible joint pains and muscle aches. And then there's this whole thing with fibromyalgia. For me, they're one and the same condition. Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, same thing, autoimmune disorder, viral, environmental, stress, physical and emotional, that's it. But it can be handled naturally, and I can show you how. Anti-aging is a hot topic. Everybody wants to stay young, everybody wants to live a long time, why not? And you want to feel good while they do that. So, where do we start? Foods. It always starts with foods. They're great anti-aging foods, and assuming you're not allergic to them, grapes, grape seed extract, a glass of wine every night is actually quite helpful if you can tolerate that. All of the berries are great antioxidants. All of the cruciferous vegetables, great anti-cancer activity. It's a big topic, but broccoli, kale, spinach, Brussels sprouts. So eating right is pivotal. Eating right and thinking right. You have so many people playing a negative tape. They have negative relationships, they have negative jobs, they have tons of stress, and that's the stuff that keeps our longevity down. We want to get rid of that. Get rid of the angst. You'll live longer. That's really the key to anti-aging. Meditation, breathing, take a look at your routines. I'd also ask you to think about maybe taking a supplement or two that can calm you and give you more perspective. It just means you need to look at things differently. You need to play that positive tape. Where's the good in your life? What are you doing for fun? Where's the joy? And it's all about balance. The other thing that's very, very important is make sure you have enough protein in your diet. If you look at adults, and really if you look at children and adults, you look at their diets, and remember, I'm looking at everything. I don't look at your diet. I'm going to ask you about your protein intake. I want to hear what you have to tell me about it. Most patients, most people, are protein deficient. When you provide the protein that you need to keep your adrenals strong, the glands that make the hormones that help make the chemicals, our brain chemicals, our mood chemicals, our attention chemicals, we need those nutrients from protein. Some people prefer to be vegetarian or vegan and prefer not to have as much red meat. Fine. Eat chicken, poultry, fish. It's about all of that, again, about balance. Have some of the legumes. Have some red meat if you choose it. Some choose not to. And unfortunately, in my side of the fence, so many of my patients come in as vegetarians or wanting to be more vegetarian, and I respect that, I honor that completely. But most of those people are significantly protein deficient because they're not eating any animal meat. And so it's something we need to look at because your B vitamin stores are low, your iron stores become low, and then you can develop some of these symptoms that can turn into chronic fatigue, ADHD, create hormone imbalances, depression, and so forth. I want to thank you for allowing me into your living room, into your kitchen, into your life, to give you some new thinking about how you can stay well naturally. Till next time, I'm Dr. Emil Faith.